let's move right ahead to my favorite part of the show. That is my game of the week, my goal of the week, blunder of the week, my favorite player of the week. Let's start with my game of the week. So I'm confused. I'm torn between 3 games because it was a very exciting weekend. But you guys shouldn't be bored because I've been picking my game of the week mainly from the Premier League. But it's simply because the other leagues just resumed. But then the Premier League is giving us more to think about than the other leagues. And I'm sure eventually other exciting games will come from the other leagues I can pick my game of the week from. So having said that, my game of the week, I have like 3 games of the week for me. That is the Chelsea and Liverpool game, the Everton and West Brom game, the Spurs and Southampton game, as well as the Leeds and Fulham game. These are all very exciting matches. I can't even pick my favorite from them because I was glued to the seats just trying to see why I should pick one of these games, but then they were all very exciting. So there you have it. Those are my games of the week. I couldn't pick one. So then I'll leave it to you guys to tell me what your game of the week was, but then I can't pick. This week, I'm sorry, I can't pick. So then just let me know which of these games was your favorite and then why. So to my goal of the week absolutely goes to Matheus Pereira of West Brom. He scored a striking free kick, a stunner against Everton. And when that ball entered the net, I was like, wow, did that just really enter the net? It was an absolutely beautiful goal. So there you have it. My goal of the week absolutely goes to him. Let's take a look at my player of the week. My player of the week was Tariq Lamptey. He's an absolute joy to watch. I mean, he's just 19 and look at what he's offering Brighton at the moment. He's very fast, he's swift, he comes at you. You just can't miss him. The only problem I have with him is his height. He's short, but we can work with that. And I feel really bad for you Chelsea fans and then the entire Chelsea team for letting such a talent go. And right now you guys are making noise about the fact that there was no buyback clause in his release. And then this whole buyback clause thing, right, I have a problem with it because I feel like who should pick a player to develop, for you to come and pick and then use a player? Wherever he goes to, whoever develops him, he should stay there. And then knowing that Premier League managers and the Premier League boards and then owners are parasites, so to speak, I know people will start looking for ways of signing him. But then I feel like if I was to be Tariq Lamptey, right, I'll stay at Brighton for a while, probably a year or 2, because then my value would really go up and I would have learned 1 or 2 to be able to use properly to wherever I go to. But I feel like whichever team is going to sign Tariq Lamptey next will actually be a very, very lucky thing to have him. He's really good, like he's just 19, so we'll see what he has to offer as the weeks go by. So this week as well, I have 2 people I can actually put in the category of worst players of the week. The very first person is Victor Lindelof, who had 0 rating against Crystal Palace. And the second person is Arrizabalaga. I'm tired of seeing this guy's blunders. So much blunder. And I feel like Lampard has given him time and time again, and he has given him a lot of opportunities to actually prove that he could actually do better than what he puts on the field. But then Mendy has signed for Chelsea now, so it looks as if he's gone down the drain, back to where he came from. I don't know if they're going to trust him to start again, but we'll see. That is between Lampard and his boys, as well as the entire Chelsea team. So that is their issue. But we'll see what happens as the weeks go by. I know I've already spoken about Arrizabalaga, but then it comes to my blunder of the week, and it absolutely goes to Kepa Arrizabalaga. Yo, like, I don't know what he actually eats before going to the field. I don't know what goes through his mind before he actually picks a ball. But then he keeps making these mistakes over and over and over again. And I think that Lampard has had it. And that was the last time he might actually start for Chelsea, unless probably their first choice keeper, which might be Mendy, will probably be injured or something. But then there's also Caballero, so I don't know how it's going to work out for him. And I feel like he's been given too many opportunities, and that was the last of it. So probably it's bye-bye to Kepa. I don't know if he's going to actually sign for a different team or something, but then I don't know. He feels like a Karius 2.0. Who knows? I don't know how far he's going to go with this whole thing, but then we'll see. It's between him and then the balls he has not able to catch. So we'll see about that. It promises to be an exciting weekend with lots of big games to come. Chelsea playing West Brom, Manchester United are playing Brighton, and let's not forget, in the Carabao Cup, Manchester United won by 3-0, and in the 4th round they are going to be playing Brighton again. So it's Brighton this weekend and then Brighton on Tuesday. Is United going to win this week? Are they going to win against Brighton next week? Knowing that Tariq Lamptey is going to be featuring, Luke Shaw will also be featuring, so we'll see how that plays out for them. Arsenal is going to be playing Liverpool. We all know that Arsenal and then Liverpool is always a big game because Liverpool have Arsenal issues. Manchester City are also playing Leicester. Leicester look like they've actually lost a bit of form. They lost to Arsenal recently 2-0 in the Carabao Cup. So it might be a way of redeeming themselves. So then we'll see how those games go as well. But then I feel like my game of the week would definitely be the Arsenal and the Liverpool game because we're all looking forward to that game. And then probably the Manchester City and then Leicester game because there are also two very big games upcoming. We'll see how that goes and then we'll update you as they come. In this episode, we'll be looking at some of the African players who are making like names for themselves in the different European leagues. Starting with Crystal Palace's Jordan Ayew and Wilfred Zaha. We know that Jordan Ayew had an assist against Manchester United last weekend, and Wilfred Zaha also scored 2 goals against his former side last weekend. Let's look at Sadio Mane and Mohamed Salah. Sadio Mane scoring 2 goals against Chelsea last weekend when Liverpool beat Chelsea by 2-0. Then it comes to Manchester City's Riyad Mahrez, who is also making a name for himself in the English Premier League. There's a very interesting story I read this week that has to do with Thomas Partey's move to Arsenal. Now, it's been alleged that he's close to renewing his contract at Atletico Madrid. We don't know if it's true, but then that is what the papers are reporting. So if that is the case, it means that Arsenal are actually going to lose out on signing Thomas Partey because it's been alleged that they are going to double his salary. In doing that, it means that his stake is actually going to go up in the next few years when Atletico Madrid will be willing to let Thomas Partey off the hook. And there's also been reports that Antonio Conte has told Kojo Asamoah that he has no plan for him at Inter Milan. Now, Kojo Asamoah has been buried sort of in Inter Milan with the new signings that Inter Milan has brought in. But then Conte has told him that there's no way he has any addition for him in his new squad or his new development. Because I honestly don't know what Conte is building at Inter Milan. I don't know if it's an old boys association or something. I really don't know. But then it looks as if it keeps happening every time. He keeps bringing old players into the team. So there you have the Kojo Asamoah's news. So we don't know what's going to be made of Kojo Asamoah. Probably we don't know who's going to be signing him, but then we'll see. We'll keep you updated as the news come. So that has been the latest news about the African players playing in the different leagues. Now before we go, I have a very interesting story to do today. And this story, right, I've been following the story for a while now, and it's about Alvaro Morata. Alvaro Morata has given different clubs 245 million euros just from transfer deals from 2014 to 2020. Now in 2014, when he was going to Real Madrid, he said Real Madrid was his dream. Then they came to 2016 when he said Juventus was where he wanted to be. Then when he was signing for Chelsea, he said as a little boy, he's always wanted to play for Chelsea. And now when he came back to Atletico Madrid, he said Atletico was his dream and Atletico was where he wanted to be. So one person, one player, every time, different stories. You keep shifting like shifting cultivation, moving from one place to the other. Now you're going back to Juventus on loan. From Juventus, where else is Alvaro Morata going to be? And the most interesting part of everything is that upon all his movements, he's never scored more than 15 league goals for any club. So upon all Alvaro Morata's movements here and there, he hasn't been able to score more than 15 goals from any club. Like any club at all. Chelsea, Madrid, Juventus, Atletico Madrid, none of them. So then the 245 million looks as if he's become entirely a business because he gets lots of money from Alvaro Morata. Then they're looking at him as a business opportunity just to be able to get some few pounds here and there to be able to add to other things and then to get new players. So that's the story about Alvaro Morata. He keeps shifting. We don't know where he's going to go to next, but then the latest is that he's going back to Juventus on loan. So yes, that is what I have to talk about or have to say on Alvaro Morata this week. Real Madrid played for the first time since the league began against Real Sociedad, and then it was a goalless draw. Now my question is, Zidane letting Gareth Bale go and letting Sergio Reguilon go as well, would it actually come back to hurt Zidane? Would Zidane really wish he actually kept Bale and then he gives Bale playtime and then made Bale the player he is? But well, we'll see. We'll see as the weeks go by if him letting Bale go will actually affect him as a coach and affect the entire team. Because personally, as much as Bale is injury prone and he's old, I feel like any team that has Gareth Bale, he won't give them less than 15 goals. His speed is insane. He's fast, he's quick. Everything you want in Gareth Bale, you could actually get. That is if you put him under the right person. So we'll see what Gareth Bale will be doing for Spurs, and we'll see what his absence will actually be doing to Real Madrid this season. Okay, people, it's a wrap. Like I said earlier, it's been 3 weeks and you guys have been amazing. Your support, your comments have been amazing. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to follow us on all social media platforms as Steph. So on today's episode, we've looked at some of the transfers, upcoming games, past games, players who impressed, and other exciting stuff. We promise to bring you lots of exciting content as the week go by. Don't forget to follow us on all social media handles as Steph, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. #A girl can love football.